breaking news coming out today as we're hearing that U.S. officials are now preparing for attacks on U.S. soil from Iran. Now, this comes as yesterday. I'll let you know that we had received word from the FBI and Congress in the same day warning that the threat of a terrorist attack here on U.S. soil was extremely high. They said that the borders have been allowing people to come in for quite some time, and they believe that terrorist groups like Hamas and others that would like to strike the United States, they are here and they're ready to make their move. Now, let me know in the comments, first of all, as I am live, if you can hear me and see me okay. I see Timberwolf is on. I'm going to get you the latest updates on these, and as you know, all of these are going to be cited in the description. I cite all my sources. So that way you know it's the latest. People are saying yes, they can hear. Okay, so do me a favor in the comments, put a 1 if you believe that an attack is coming and that these warnings both came out yesterday because they believe that we are on the verge of getting an attack here on U.S. soil from Iran. Put a 2 if you feel like we are likely not going to be seeing an attack. Now, this came out yesterday. I shared it with you live right after it came out, provided you with the video footage. And now today, there are updates, more information coming out regarding the FBI and Congress's warnings on this. And this is saying, and this is going to be very interesting here, the attacks that they're suggesting are going to be on the way are not what I think a lot of people are expecting. U.S. officials hold their breath for an Iranian cyber attack on critical infrastructures. What they're saying is that the U.S. needs to keep an eye on our water supply and our electricity, that they believe that terrorists here could be ready to strike our infrastructure systems and try to take out our ability to function as a society. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, we've already seen all sorts of attacks taking place. I'll let you know, we heard yesterday from the FBI that here in Houston, in Texas, that just last week, they stopped a terrorist that had a bomb and they believe was getting ready to detonate an attack here in Houston. But we've also seen attacks, threats, protests, escalation of things in Los Angeles, in New York, Chicago, New Orleans, in cities around the nation. There has been things intensifying left and right. And they're saying now they're preparing to attack our systems here in the U.S., they believe. And we heard from them yesterday saying that cities, major cities in the U.S., here on our soil, we need to be on the lookout, on high alert and prepared. And right now they're saying that there is preparation right now watching our systems. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I see we've got about 749 people on live with me. If you guys appreciate the updates, and I know these updates regarding a potential World War III escalation attacks here on U.S. soil is not what anybody wants to hear, but I believe that knowledge is power and that us having this knowledge is extremely important so we know what's going on. If there's potential attacks to our infrastructures, we can make preparations right now. We can go ahead and get systems in place. We can start stacking up a little bit on bottled water. And all the preppers are probably like, yeah, I've been ready for quite some time. But you guys, if you appreciate the updates, do me a favor, smash the like button. Because this will just simply let YouTube know that you like it, and in turn, they're going to share this out with more and more people. There's about 823 people in the room. If I can get half to hit the like button, that would put us at 400. I would appreciate it so much. So as I mentioned, though, this is an update now coming out as that information from the FBI came out yesterday, and now more information coming out regarding this as they are saying that U.S. officials, they are holding their breath for Iranian cyber attacks against critical infrastructures and critical infrastructure owners and operators. They are stepping up their security as we speak after this announcement as the U.S. government keeps a close eye on evolving threats from Tehran in cyberspace. And I think this is very interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Put a 1 if you think that they know more than they are letting on. Put a 2 if you think they don't know anything. But my thought is this. Yesterday, we received that warning from the FBI, and we heard attacks. Attacks could be anything. We could hear this could be an assortment of different things, but they are specifically saying to watch our infrastructure systems. Now, let's go ahead and get you caught up. And as I mentioned, this just came out today. This article literally came out less than an hour ago. As you guys know here on the channel, I try to give you the latest breaking news so you know exactly what's taking place. Now, this article says the U.S. government is now preparing for a potential onslaught of Iranian cyber attacks in retaliation for support for Israel in its conflict with Hamas. And what we've heard in the past 72 hours, the past 3 days, is Israel has come out. Israel's leader, and also Benjamin Netanyahu and other officials are saying, prepare for a long war. They're saying this is going to stretch out for quite some time, that they will go through, and they said, we will end Hamas. They said it's not if, it's when. They said, we will stick around until they are completely wiped out. They said that they are not going to cease fire in Gaza. They will continue on until they have ended Hamas. Christy Kylo 323, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I hope the information is helpful for you guys. In addition to that, we have heard Iran warn the United States that as long as this continues, that if this goes on, that they will not hold back from, they said their fire, that the United States will not be spared from the fire that Iran will unleash. And there are talks about this happening on U.S. soil. And Iran had also said that this, when they made this threat, It was in the UN here in the United States, in New York, on U.S. soil. Technically, it's on the UN, which is United Nations soil, but it was here on our continent, in our nation, where they made this threat boldly before us. And Biden said that they will strike back if Iran attacks us, and we have been striking back. And in addition to that, we've also heard that that we will stand by Israel's side. And as other nations are beginning to declare war, as we saw yesterday with Yemen against Israel, now it's the U.S. and Israel against several other nations, it seems, and terrorist groups. And because we back Israel, now these groups are also threatening to attack the United States. And as we saw, if you missed that video yesterday, you're going to want to check it out. The FBI said that there have been tons of heightened terrorist attacks, and we are at extreme risk right now. And now they're preparing for these cyber attacks against our systems. Now, it's far from just Israel that is at risk of cyber attacks from the Hamas-aligned regime's cyber operatives. U.S. officials say they also see the U.S. and other nations that support the Israeli government as the likely targets. And they're saying the U.S. is the #1 top target right now. Such attacks could take the form of attempting to damage critical systems like water or electricity. So, and here on this channel, I just try to give you guys the latest information, know what's going on, so that way you can prepare. If this is me, I would probably have backup generators, and I would probably start stacking up a little bit of extra water just in case, because why would they bring this up and mention this unless they know something that we do not? Let me know your thoughts, you guys. But they're saying such attacks could be the target from attempting to damage critical systems like water or electricity. It would likely involve widespread disinformation efforts and could also involve proxies to keep Iran's fingerprints off of the incidents. So they're also going to be trying to attack us and make it look like it came from somewhere else. The cyber targeting of American interests and critical infrastructures that we already see conducted by Iran and non-state actors alike, we can expect to get worse if the conflict expands, as will the threat of kinetic attacks. FBI Director Christopher Wray testified to the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee on Tuesday, yesterday. And again, if you missed that video, check it out right after this live. I'll also pin it in the comments so that way you can see it. You can hear it for yourself directly from the FBI director. And we had that warning from Congress as well yesterday, saying we are at threat of a terrorist attack here on U.S. soil. Multiple U.S. federal agencies have stressed that they have yet to see any intelligence suggesting that Iran is planning an imminent attack on the U.S. critical infrastructures, but they are on heightened alert right now and hoping that new defenses that they created after Russia invaded Ukraine, but they are on heightened alert and hoping that new defenses they created after Russia invaded Ukraine, which brought worries about cyber attacks in the U.S. to the forefront, will be able to adapt and grow to accommodate threats on multiple fronts. And we've heard a lot of people saying now the U.S. is going to be juggling multiple wars here. We're going to have to defend ourselves against Iran. We're also supporting Israel with Hamas. And in addition to that, now Yemen's attacking Israel, and we still have the Ukraine and Russia war taking place as well. So a lot of people are saying this is leading to an intensification of several nations rising against each other. We could be on the verge of World War III. We're hearing that things are going to get worse. Iran backs a network of sophisticated cyber operatives akin to those that work with Russia and China, who have the capacity to tunnel into government systems and or disable companies' entire computer system networks. Tehran has launched attacks in the U.S. in the past, but the risk is far higher and more serious in light of the conflict in Gaza right now. Tehran has long funded Hamas. So we've already heard this openly. Iran funds Hamas, the terrorist group that attacks Israel. And that is why, as soon as this happened, Biden came out and said to Iran, he said, Iran, be careful. Do not attack the U.S. We're going to defend Israel, but do not attack us. And the attacks have increased and increased. And that is why tensions are rising between the United States and Iran. Tehran has long funded Hamas and other pro-Palestinian groups, and since the October 7th attacks by Hamas on Israel, Iran-backed armed groups in the Middle East have launched drone attacks against the U.S. forces in Iraq and in Syria. I could envision the possibility that we have to be prepared for this, of an effort to attack our critical infrastructure or our electrical grid